Hello YouTube, Mr. Majunix here. I just want to show you a specialty food item around where I grow up. It's called Rappie Pie, and it is what I consider to be the ultimate prepper food item. If you have a chicken and can grow potatoes, you can basically make this, and it is delicious. So first off, obviously, you boil the chicken. We're going to put in some turkey as well, just as a filler type meat, because I like chicken a lot. Turkey I always find a little dry, but we take a lot of meat for this. So to make it, we have basically potatoes. Now, obviously, we're buying this, but this is to make it. All you do is you take potatoes, peel them, and you grate them. After you grate them, it turns into kind of a mush, and then you put it into a cotton fabric like a pillowcase, and you can wring it out. Or a quick way to do it would be to put it. Get two of them, put it into a spin washing machine, put it on the spin cycle, and it drains it all out. And then we get just this. It's hard. It's like a paste of potatoes. So what we do is we take this right here, and we put it into the mixing bowl. I'm going to open that up. Once the boiling water is done, we put onions in it for flavor, but once the boiling water is done, we actually take boiling hot water and scorch the potatoes. And it cooks it while you scorch it. And it actually expands in size quite a bit. You'll be surprised with how much just these two little bags of potato paste make. So stay here. We'll be right back. And we're back. Okay. So what we've done, we've obviously finished cooking the turkey and the chicken. We're bringing the water to a rolling boil. We want it to be as hot as we can so it'll scorch and cook those potatoes when we put it in. So we have the turkey meat there, with chicken over here, and we have filtered out strained out all of the onions, just because we don't want the texture to be in the final product. So we're going to open out all the potatoes here, so we get some more surface area to do the cooking with. So we've got this all ready here. We're going to bring the boiling water right into the potatoes. Okay, we got it to a rolling boil. I'm going to dump a fair amount in, put it back on the hot burner, and just start mixing. And this is going to be scorching and cooking the potatoes while we're doing this. You're going to be surprised with how much food you get out of this. And originally the Acadians, when they made this, put back in the starch water that they filtered out from the potatoes originally. That's grown out of popularity now because of health concerns about starch and what have you. But we're just going to keep throwing it back in. Now there is actually a measurement as to how much water you're supposed to fill in with how much potatoes and what have you. Anyone that's been doing it here for a while basically just tries to get it to their own consistency. But truthfully, it's more of a personal preference anyway. Some people make their Rappie Pie runny, others make it pretty stiff and harder. So we're just going to keep doing this and until we get the right consistency. And we're back here. Obviously, we have both the bowls now completed. So basically, what I do is I take and spin it from the outside in, throw in a bunch of more boiling water, pull it from the outside in. This is about the consistency you should get. And when you stick a spoon in there, it should slowly fall over. Okay. Now we have a few things here. Now some of the onions that we drained out of our boiling water. We're also going to take some of the fat, some of the gristle. This is where the flavor comes from. We're going to actually take with our hands and mash it all up. It's kind of gross, but it's what adds the flavor to it. So I'm going to get to this and get it all put together. Also, I forgot earlier, this is the stage where you want to add salt. It's going to taste really fresh unless you add salt, and you add a fair amount. Now you can add salt after it's cooked as well. You usually put topping on this like some butter and some salt for flavoring. but some decent amount of salt should be added at this stage, just as a base layer. Some people like salt more than others. I happen to love it. So I'm going to get to mixing this stuff up, and I'll show you in the next step where we put it in the cook pan, and we have to put it in the oven and bake it for a while. So I'll be right back. Okay, and here we go. So we have all the gristle and onions and everything all mashed up. Use a potato masher for it if you don't like it with your hands. We have the meat, quite a bit of meat actually, all put in here. Now I like to do it in two different batches, one with just the potatoes and one with the potatoes and the meat. And we put a very small layer on the bottom of the pan so that the meat doesn't burn on the bottom. And then we put the meat in a big layer in the middle, and then another small layer on the top so that once again the meat doesn't burn on top. Now we're going to take the gristle and we're going to throw it right in with the one with the meat. This is what gives it all the flavor. Very good flavor. So mix it around. Good mixing. Alright, now take the potatoes, a good little layer there. Take and flatten that out all along the bottom. Give it a base layer. We're going to take the meaty one. That is some yummy. And it's hot. Take that. I'm going to fill it up almost to the top. Almost to the top. We need a bigger pan. Okay. Now it is going to lose some of the amount while it's in there cooking. I'm sure you can see how much bigger it's gotten from the little packets of potatoes that we had at the beginning. I'm going to put some of that in there. And then we're going to spread this over the top. And just spread it all around. Now, some people put stuff on top to make a good crust. Traditionally it was pork fat. I don't eat pork, so we put on butter. That spray Basil butter makes a really good crust. We don't have any of that. We're just going to take some butter and make a little oil on top and put it in the oven. So next I'll show you what it looks like cooked. I'm going to put it in there for 350 for about 3 hours or so, and maybe 2.5 hours, just kind of gauge it. But we'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's cooked. Hey guys, we're back, and here it is. That's the finished product. Now you can keep it in there and get a bit more of a crust on there if you want. I was cooking two of them at the same time. This was on the bottom shelf, so it didn't really crust as much on top. And the cook time differs by basically the size or how thick it is. So this one came out of the oven. You can see it's only yay thick. Now we got one in there. You can see the one on the bottom is quite thick. And we have another one on top. So just those two little bags of potatoes, one turkey and a chicken makes a huge amount of food. And this is what it looks like. This is a plateful. Now please don't get discouraged looking at how that looks. I know not everybody likes how it looks. It is absolutely delicious. But I have a friend that's just he just lives a couple hours away drive from here, and he had never heard of it before, and I offered it to him, tried to give it a try one time, and he wouldn't even try it. He was just absolutely disgusted with the look of it, but the taste and the nutrition that you actually get out of it for what it is, it's an absolute win-win situation. So go ahead and give it a try and tell me if you like it. Alright, thanks. Bye-bye.